Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Rico back at it again with a game. What a game, man. If this isn't what we want to see from our Buffalo Bills, I don't know what else. We hanging points on guys like it's nothing. It was actually pleasant to see. It was a joke. Let me fix my camera right now. My camera's not clean right now. I wasn't impressed with what the preseason brought with the Chicago Bears. The Bears. Nah, fam. It wasn't it. It wasn't it, the Bears. It wasn't it. Thank you. That's a little better now. Folks, the Bills look good. The Bills look good. And it's preseason. I know. Nobody wants to talk about it. But like, listen, if we were looking horrible, we'd be panicking. So we got to give them props for looking good, looking clean, looking organized. The play calling was exceptional today. Man, oh man. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rico Report. I am your host, brought to you by the Buffalo Fanatics. Folks, welcome. What a game it was today, man. What a game it was today. I told you guys I get a new beat on. So you guys kind of have the trend. I'm a chill type of dude. You feel me? So folks, welcome to the show. Listen, this was an easy one. This was an easy one. It was easy to digest. It was easy to watch. It was nice on the eyes. Play calling was solid today. Brian Daboll is in his bag early. So that tells me we are in for a year. We are in for a year. So lots of things to talk about today. Lots of things stood out to me. And I'm sure lots stood out to you as well. For those that don't follow me on Twitter, do me a favor, man. Do me a favor. Hit your boy up on Twitter. If you haven't been following me, if you're new to the page and you're like, well, what's going on? Hit him on my Twitter. Follow your boy on Twitter, right? It's RealRico_BF Buffalo Fanatics all day. If you guys aren't following the Buffalo Fanatics on Twitter, guys, stop playing, right? BFLO Fanatics. Hit us up. This is where you can get all the updates, play-by-play. We're the only brand right now doing the play-by-plays of what's going on. So if you can't catch the game, just hit the Twitter, and you'll know exactly what's going on. Big play, bad play, you name it, right? If you're not following us on the Instagram, you better jump on that Instagram page, the biggest Bills Instagram page out there, period, on IG. Can't touch us. 80K, strong. Shout out to my guy, Bobby. You know what I'm saying? We are pushing out articles left, right, center. Hit the articles up, buffalofanatics.com. So, folks, let's begin with this. Let's begin with Mitch Trubisky, Money Mitch. Money Mitch was like, all right, let's talk about the fact that y'all let me go. Y'all made me feel like I was some bum. I have a winning record as a starter, but you guys felt like I wasn't the guy, so you brought in Nick Foles, Andy Dalton. I bet you he was like, that's incredibly insulting, fellas. And that is no slouch on Andy Dalton or Nick Foles. But Trubisky's got to be like, come on, first round pick. Come on now. So like John DeMarchi said, who won the breakup? I mean, one can say Mitch looks good. I think one can say that they broke up and they're both with partners that make them happy, right? The Bears got Fields, and he's going to be a future of the Bears. You can clearly see it. He's exciting to watch. And the Bills have a nice backup for this year. I'm sure of it. Mitch Trubisky is going to be looking for an opportunity next year. But for now, we got our guy as a backup. Mitch today had something to say, and he said it with his arm. 20 for 28, 221 yards, throwing almost 8 yards a freaking throw today. Sacked twice, you know what I'm saying? And threw a touchdown pass. A nice zip to Kumro. It looks like touchdown Jesus is up to his old tricks again. But I'm going to tell you this, man. Devin Singletary looked good today once again. Devin Singletary. The man only had 2 carries, though. But he looked good. You know, good. He had a reception, kept balanced, nice first down, almost close to. He looked good today. How many receptions did he have? He had just the one reception? Yeah, Singletary had just the one reception. A 5-yarder, but it was a nasty 5-yarder. So Singletary is looking good right now. But you know who's giving him competition? He's got competition, man. RB1, I'm not going to put Breida into RB1 conversation because I told you guys I wanted to see more from Matt Breida, and he looked good today. Matt Breida looked all right today. Enough that I can say if they were to come to me, if they were to tell us, here are your 3, Moss, Singletary, Breida, I'd be like, yo, I'm all right with that. It's unfortunate. We're deep at the running back position. You got Tony Williams. But man, that's a good-looking group. That's a good-looking group. You saw what Breida could do in space. In space with speed. That is what we wanted to see last week. At least that's for me. I needed to see that last week. And I kept on calling light in the pants, right? Get him in space and let him do his thing. Get Singletary in space. You are not tackling Singletary. I am so confident that you're not going to tackle Devin Singletary in space. Good luck. You have the little bit, you have a small window to try to tackle that man. If you think too much, it's over with. My man's gone. Shout out to my guy, Josh Arnold. Welcome to the Bing Biggity Bing squad. Let's go, man. Let's go, folks. What a game today. 41-15 for the Bills. Mitch Trubisky had a game today. That tells me, and I hate to even say it, but I've got to say it because they brought him in for that reason. If something were to go down with Joshua Patrick, I think it's Patrick. Joshua Patrick Allen, I think would be okay. Keep the train rolling with Mitch Trubisky. Based on today's game and based on his experience in the game, based on his ability to, lead these guys. He's been to the playoffs before. Shoot, he looked all right. Man, oh man. But I see the chat is talking about Singletary right now. Singletary, with the little touches he had today, he made the most of them. Today was one of those days, man. Make the most of your touches. Make the most of your touches and see what it is. And here's the crazy thing. And I wanted to tweet it, but I was like, I don't know what it was that. I was like, I'll just tweet it later. Or, you know what? In my mind, it's probably going to happen. But I'm like, the way this offense is rolling right now and the way things are happening, I can see Stevenson taking one back to the house. The way things are coming, what happens? Stevenson takes one back to the house. Folks, there's some things brewing. So let me just tell you who my standouts were. And I'm going to jump in and out from the chat because the chat is rolling right now. And I promise you, whatever hot take you guys want to bring in or an opinion you got to bring in, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my best to try to read it, but you know how to get my attention. Super chat it, and I'm going to get you. Standouts to me. Isaiah McKenzie. Offensively, Isaiah McKenzie was on one today. 7 receptions, 72 yards, 14 long. He had 8 targets, and he looked good. He was quick, catching all the balls. He was doing solid. He had making up for last game where he dropped that first one. But man, did he look good? My man looked real good. Gabe Davis was looking good too. Kumro had a couple drop balls. One was really not his fault. It was not a very good ball thrown by Mitch Trubisky. Couple drop balls, but then he caught the one that was the most important, and that was the touchdown. And he caught a beautiful ball on the sideline, tippy-toed all the way up and grabbed that bitch. Shout out to Kumro. We're going to get into this talk about the receiving room, because right now that is what is shaping up to be the talk of the week, is the receiving room. Will the Bills keep 6 receivers like they traditionally do, or will they go against tradition and go and keep 7 receivers? There are things that are happening that will alter those moves. And I hate to be the front office for the Buffalo Bills. I really do. Because they've got a tough task ahead of them. A tough task. And I'd hate to be them. And that's the facts. The Bears had no answer for Tatum's offense. Brian Daboll was just calling. And I honestly, if that is a basic vanilla game, that means everybody is dialed in. The beautiful thing about having all your guys come back in terms of signing all the guys and having familiarity with one another is that you guys can just pick up from where you guys left off last year. That is something that I love to see. Now, let's go through. We're going to get to the controversial topics. We are, because there are 2 main topics that I want to talk about. Defensive line and the receiver room. If you look everywhere else, you kind of know who's who and what's what. The safety room is kind of getting interesting as well. Very interesting. But we'll get into that. And if you guys want to talk about a certain position group, we will definitely talk about that. By the way, shout out to each and every one of you guys tuned in. I don't know. I gotta take a pause, man. I don't know how you guys are watching your games, and I'm gonna just talk about myself. I watch my games on something called DAZN. For the Canadians that are in here that watch football, and you guys watch on DAZN, you guys already know what it is. We pay $20 a month. $20 a month. You guys in the United States paying for NFL Sunday ticket or whatever you guys are paying for, paying like $200, and you're limited on what you listen. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna give you guys a tidbit. You guys see this thing right here? That's the Rico Report. You guys see this thing right here? This right here, the bfvpn.com. Trust me when I tell you this. Get on that. You get a big ass discount from us. You're able to watch these NFL games. If you go into DAZN, hit the Canadian market. You have the ability to take any region you want. Hit the Canadian market. Jump on DAZN, pay your 20 beans, cancel that NFL Sunday ticket that you're paying $224 for. I'm just trying to help you guys out. Because I can watch every game I want to, and I can get all the other, every other thing NFL Network is giving me, the Game Pass, all that good stuff. Just saying. Back to your regular scheduled program. Isaiah McKenzie, leading receiver today, 7 receptions. They wanted to showcase Isaiah McKenzie today, and they did. The one blemish, this is going to screw everything up, is the fact that McKenzie bobbled that punt. Everybody's going to say, it was just a bobble punt. It's not a big deal. It is a big deal. And I've said this last week. I said it the week before. Special teams is of importance, of utmost importance. And we need to have full confidence in our return man. Full confidence that he's not going to drop anything. Very rare that I have a thought in my mind that Andre Roberts was going to drop a punt. Andre Roberts was going to fumble a kick. Not one bit. I didn't even think twice about it. When McKenzie's back there, I'm not saying that I'm not confident, that I'm like, but I'm also like, ooh, he caught it. Okay, here we go. I did not have that thought process cross my mind when Andre Roberts was back there. I'm going somewhere with this, people. Stay with me, because some people are dense on Twitter. They don't understand some of the things I say. So I'm going to speak on it right now. But before I do, I got to give a shout out to the running back room. It's going to be nice. I got to give a shout out to the receiving room. We're looking all right. Isaiah McKenzie was on one today. Jacob Hollister, you know what I'm saying, had a nice little run up the middle. Good for you, my man. My man tried to hurdle someone the other day, actually in this game. I was like, who do you think you are, Josh Allen? Trying to hurdle. And it wasn't a very good hurdle either. You're going to get your leg up. You ain't no track star. He's a runner. He's a track star. No, you're not. You ain't no track star. Yo, put your shoulder down and run over that man. You ain't no track star. Jake Kumro, 2 catches, 20. Brandon Powell, 4 for 23. Poor guy. Brandon Powell is just he's in a room full of guys that he's just not going to make this team. He's not going to make this team. Oh, don't you listen. You know I'm going to say it in my chest. I'm going to say it with my chest, though. You know how I'm going to get down. You know how I'm going to get down. What's up, Brian Bowers? What's happening? So let's get right to the nitty-gritty, man. Let's get right into the nitty-gritty. Nitty-gritty. The receiving room. Here's the deal. I gotta give. You know what? You know I keep it a buck always. And some of my colleagues, my colleagues from my own team, sometimes I very much disagree with them. I get in fights with Pierre all the time. You guys you have no idea. We argue. And we go back and forth. And we let it out. Right? Sometimes we get to the point where we get heated and we're like, yo, I don't want to talk to you right now. And then we dap it up because we bros and we get back to it. But this definitive statements that people put out, that's a lock. It's happening. Kumro's making his team. It's a lock. What? It's a lock? Can Kumro kick return? Can Kumro punt return? No, he can't. He's a lock. Man, shut your ass up. He's a lock. Nobody's a lock at number 6 right now. I'm going to tell you right now. I can even go as far as number 5. Nobody's a lock. The closest thing to a lock is 4, Gabe Davis. 5 and 6, McKenzie, most likely. But number 6 is open. Open for business. To say that Kumro's going to make it as number 6 because he's having a great camp, let me tell you something, folks, and my counterparts. Judge, I'm talking to you, and whoever agrees with Judge that Kumro's going to make this team, and that's a lock. You saw what happened today with McKenzie. McKenzie's going to make this team. But one thing I will say, though, they didn't give McKenzie a huge deal. They gave McKenzie, what, $1 million? Less than $1 million? Usually when they want you and they trust in you and money aside, they make ways. They make sure they have ways to pay people. Trust me when I tell you that. They gave my man the minimum or the vet deal or whatever they want to give him, right? That doesn't tell me that I'm secure in your services and I want your services, right? And then not only that, they're going to draft Stevenson. Stay with me now. He's got the league minimum. Thank you, D. Handsome. He's got the league minimum. So let me get to the point I'm trying to get to. To say Kumro is going to make this team when you're unsure about your kick return and punt return duties, if you're like not 100% sure, you let Stevenson go. Who is your punt returner if McKenzie doesn't cut it? Or they just don't feel confident all the way in McKenzie? Who are you? You going to put Kumro back there? And I like Kumro. Kumro's doing well. If we were a team that kept 7 receivers, then we're not even talking about anything. Shit, let me get that. Let me listen. Let me just get right to it. Let me get right to it. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot make a definitive statement and say that Kumro is going to make this squad at number 6. But Rico, he has had a really good camp. He's beating Tre'Davious White. He's beating these guys at practice. So was Duke Williams last year. We heard all about it, remember? Even I was getting hyped. Don't fall for that, man. We need depth. We need speed. Our speed guy who's our speed guy on the receiving squad? Our number 1 receiver is Stephon Diggs. All right? Cole Beasley ain't your speed guy. Gabe Davis is not your speed guy. Emmanuel Sanders is not your speed guy. We drafted a speed guy. Who is that? Stevenson. He is supposed to be or was supposed to be our kick return guy. Still can be. And it proved it today. Y'all got a really good glimpse of Mr. Stevenson today, of what he can do and why they drafted him. So, Kumro making this team as a definitive lock? No. Because they're not that confident right now, in my opinion, in McKenzie. Look at his contract that they gave him, and look who they drafted. If we can have all those guys on the squad, perfect. But stop with this whole Kumro is going to make the team lock. Because if something happens to McKenzie right now, I don't know, he pulls a hammy. He gets hurt. He's out for a long time. Who are you going to put that? You're going to put that Micah Hyde? Micah Hyde is not a freaking punt return, kick return guy. He's a fielder. He fields the punts, just like what they did with Fred Jackson. Field the punt and get off the field. We don't want a field punter. A punt fielder, excuse me. We want a guy that makes plays, splash plays, gets us field position. That's what Andre Roberts gave us last year. We're looking for that this year so we can continue what we did last year. Just putting it out there. So to say that it's a lock, fam, let it play out. Let it play out. Like today changes a lot. That muff punt, people don't want to talk about it, but it's in the back of your mind. And then you see Stevenson take one back to the house. Now you're like, oh shit, we got ourselves something here. Like I said, we all want everybody to make this squad. I would love for everybody to make this squad, but it's just not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? In the words of Magic Johnson, one of these guys, I ain't going to be here. I'm just saying. It's unfortunate, but I'm just saying. And to say that Stevenson is a lock, it ain't a lock either. He ain't a lock either. So this is going to be, it's going to come down to the numbers. It's going to come down to situation. You know what I'm saying? Has Kumro done enough to really take that sixth spot? Did we draft Stevenson for no reason? I'm just saying, folks. Rant done. I'm just saying. And I try to keep it as real as possible and take my bias out. I really try to take my bias out. I don't want to be, I'm all over this dude and this, down, and third, except for when his name Peterman. But you catch my drift. The ref. Yo, Rico, how's your fantasy football team this year? We haven't drafted yet, but we will start getting into fantasy talk. My draft is the 31st. I got to start getting my act together. I'm the commissioner of my league, and I got to start getting the troops ready. We got it's a 14-team league. I'm using the Sleeper app, and it's bomb. Thank you for asking. Truth to Heart says, yo, Rico, you too much, man. He's a track star. Yo, he's not a track star. Trying to hurdle, dude. Yo, leave it to the track stars, my guy. Leave it to the track stars. CCTTWB. Rico, you sound like a hater, though. How? How am I a hater? I like McKenzie. I'm a fan of McKenzie. But I see what I see. You saw it. How am I hating? You need to listen, explain yourself. When you say something like that, you have enough characters that you can write some more. And if you want to write some more, super chat it and get at me. That's a lazy take. Rico, you sound like a hater. Explain yourself. Explain yourself, my guy. Lil Dirty said he could play for Candy. Nah, he want that bread. And I can tell you right now, he was disappointed. Obviously, he was disappointed. He want that bread. We saw what he did. He had a great year last year. With like 8 touchdowns? He had a great year. Sonny Lamont. Yo, Rico, hello from Alaska. Woo! What up, man? I love our pass rush. AJ looks prime for a breakout season. Deep sleep on Boogie and Gregory. Ooh. That's the other guy I want to talk about. We're going to talk about that. William Reddick says, yo, Stevenson is going to make it too. I think Duke Williams gets cut. Gentry makes it. Kumro is questionable. To what? The roster? Oh, you mean practice squad? I think that's what you're talking about. Because Duke Williams is probably going to the practice squad. Gentry probably to the practice squad. Kumro, that's the question mark. We don't know what's going on with Kumro. Yo, Robert Aldridge says, yo, keep 7 receivers, man. Problem solved. Okay, you keep 7 receivers. You gotta keep less of another position. Less one defensive end, less a safety. What? Less a running back? Less a risk. Like, you can't just keep 7 and say, oh, we're all good. You can't do that. You're gonna lose somewhere. You're gonna lose something somewhere else. The fact that Buffalo brought Kumro back after he got taken off the practice squad says they have faith in him. And he's showing it. He's very much showing it in camp. But you can't deny that our kick return and punt return duties, I'm not saying they're shaky because it's not shaky, but it's just I'm not as confident as I was with it last year than this year. And that's real. If you guys can tell me different, you're a liar. Yo, Brian Byers says, yo, sorry, but practice doesn't mean much. Thank you very much. Is Trey getting routinely beat on game day? Nope. No. Is Kumro going to be dominant against starting caliber corners? I don't think so either. But you never know. He looked good. I saw one replay. They slowed it down, and he went against, I don't know who the corner was, but he looked pretty quick and nimble and got open. So we'll see. Brian Byers, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I think we need to chill out. I think we need to chill out. Abby, what's up, my girl? She says Stevenson should definitely make this team, and we should use him. Well, Kumro has something to say about it. Kumro, listen, man, the three names that you should be paying attention to, McKenzie, because McKenzie's making this team. The question is, do they want him as the kick return, punt return guy? Because if they don't want him as a kick return, punt return guy, then Stevenson makes the team, Kumro gets cut. But he's a special teamer. So is Matakevich. So is Reggie Gilliam. So is Saron Neal. So is Bam Johnson. I just named you 4 guys right there. I can give you another one. Who you want? Come on now. We already got these 4 primo guys. What are we tripping about? My man Pierre says, yo, we want to take it. We want a take to the house ER. Listen, man. I want you guys to understand what I'm saying, man, because this is going to be a tough gig for front office. And those are the scenarios that if I'm playing it out right now and looking at the bigger picture of it, they're definitely playing it out. So they're going to have to find out where the value stands. Is there enough value in keeping Kumro? And what does he do better than Stevenson and McKenzie? Right? He's a big body. He's a big body receiver. So is Gabe Davis. We have that. And I didn't even mention, and I mean, I haven't heard too much of him, especially today. I didn't hear much from him. But didn't we draft another receiver other than Gabe Davis last year? Isaiah Hodgins is still around. Do they like Isaiah Hodgins enough? I didn't even hear Isaiah Hodgins' name today. Was he on the stat sheet today? I did not even hear his name. Unless he's hurt and I did not know about it, I did not hear his name today. Donkey says that I have Gilliam making it at fullback. Yo, that's another thing, man. Gilliam listen, every opportunity that Gilliam has had, he's taken full advantage of it. Full advantage of it. 4th and 1, give me the rock. I got you. Vincent Singletary says, yo, cut Tywan Jones for Stevenson. Shit, I forgot to even mention Tywan Jones. There's your five guys on freaking special teams that I would take over Kumaro. But yet you want to keep him at receiver 6. En français, on dit pense-y. Think about that. Think about that for a second. I got Tywan Jones, Reggie Gilliam, Bam Johnson, Saron Neal. I always miss the freaking last guy. Right? I'm missing one, but Matakevich. I got 5 primo guys. But I'm going to keep Kumaro as my receiver 6 because he gives me something that Gabe Davis doesn't give me. False. Gabe Davis is the better receiver. He does everything better than Kumaro. So you're going to keep him on receiver 6. This is what I'm trying to say, though. I need you guys to think of those things to say. Those little opportunities for you to think about. Like, don't just think of like, oh, he's doing really good in camp. I get that part. Unless you're keeping 7, you got to make a decision. Sorry. Rico, I can tell that it's preseason because of that hat. I hear you, kid. I got this as a gift. I got to wear it. It was my last day. It was my last day at work in the city, in the facility that I work at. And they got me some going away gifts. And they hooked me up with this hat. There's a symbol. Like, don't look at this. It means more. And then they got some stuff embroidered on the back. But folks, those are the things that we got to think about. Somebody said, can Kumaro play tight end? Why would you want him to play tight end when you have Dawson Knox that he went to tight end university? You got Tommy Sweeney, you got Jacob Hollister. What you need with Kumaro at tight end? Now you're gonna have to take spots away from those guys. Can Kumaro block? Come on, guys. We can't just say things like that and then we just put him at tight end. Okay. The tight end position, a very important position, needs to do a whole lot of things. Blocking is one of them. Come on, folks. I here's the funny thing. I work with a Packers fan, right? Diehard Packers fan. And I keep telling him, yo, man, Kumaro is making noise on the Bills. He laughs every single time. I was like, yo, what's so funny? He's like, Kumaro. You mean our freaking bum of a receiver that's too slow, can't do crap that was on the Packers? Let me tell you something. The only reason your Bills fans like, and this is coming from him, the only reason your Bills fans are all enamored with Kumaro is because of his little nickname, Touchdown Jesus, and that Aaron Rodgers really likes him. And guess what? Aaron Rodgers likes this guy named Kafasi as well. And Kafasi probably is not going to make that team as well on the Packers. He laughs. He's like, yo, you guys are kidding, right? I was like, well, he's doing pretty well. He's doing what he's supposed to do in camp. He's making noise. He's like, good luck. Good luck, sir. I was like, all right. Jay Davis. Yo, think about how many times we are going to need receiver 6. How many times are we going to need a kick returner? Here's the deal. Sometimes we don't even run with 6 receivers. We inactivate. What? Don't we deactivate one? We just usually run with 5. So like we're going to have him on the squad just to sit on the bench and be deactivated. Just saying, folks. Think about that one. Think about that one for me, folks. By the way, shout out to my friend Nicholas Evans. Appreciate you. And I want to give a shout out to the whole squad watching right now. We got 279 people watching right now. Let's bump this thing to 300 viewers. It's freaking preseason, and we got viewerships going up. You guys are all friends of the show, and I appreciate you. Do me a favor. Smash that like while you're in here. Smash that like. And if you like with the content that you see right now, wait till the mother effing season starts. I'll be all the way up in my bag. Knee deep in the bag. Yo, Kumaro ran a 4.540. He's not slow. I don't really care how fast he ran, really. It was Buddy that was a Packers fan telling me he's super slow. I was like, all right, cool. And the way I see Kumaro move, he moves pretty smooth to me. Quite slow, quite smooth. And how old is Kumaro? That's another thing too. Age isn't everything, but like you think that you want your youth to develop, especially one that you drafted, that you can really do what you do. Here's another thing I want to talk about too. McKenzie has his role, right? Our receiver 1 is our primo receiver. He does it all. That is Stephon Diggs. He'll beat you deep. He'll take a hitch. He'll go down the middle. He does it all, right? Let's go to receiver 2, Gabe Davis. Big body. That's what we needed when we had those bums on Josh Allen's rookie year, Kelvin Benjamin and the rest of that bum crew. Now we have a guy like Gabe Davis that catches these contested balls. You feel me? That's no problem to shield somebody off and go get it. We got that big body receiver to go get the ball, right? Then we have our slot receiver. That's our guy Cole Beasley, in and out. You can't cover him. That's his role. That's what he does, right? Emmanuel Sanders, route running machine. Put him in the slot. Put him in the wide. He got you. Does he have the speed that he used to? No. Thank you. Kumaro is 30 in February. Thank you very much for that. All right. Let's move down the list. I gave you Cole. I gave you Diggs. I gave you all their roles. Now we're at McKenzie. McKenzie's role. What is McKenzie's role? I hate to say it, and it's not an insult at all. He's a gadget guy. He's our gadget receiver. He can do the receiving things, but those slot and return jet sweeps, that is our guy. McKenzie does that for us. When McKenzie first came to the team from Denver, our offense needed heavily a spark. We had no spark. And then when McKenzie came to the squad, he gave us that spark on offense. It was lovely to see. Can I bring in on a secret? Stevenson is going to be a bigger McKenzie, a bigger, faster McKenzie, and he can kick and punt return. So who has value more? The gadget guy that can do all the stuff and rack and the yak and all that good stuff in Stevenson, or the 30-year-old Kumaro that we already have his role carved out in Gabe Davis, the younger Gabe Davis. I'm speaking too much facts for y'all. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. We are in a very good position. Don't get me wrong, because when it comes down to it, and we got to make some moves, and we got to cut some people, and so on and so forth, there are going to be some moves that'll be made. You're like, ooh, I did not see that coming. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something else. Biggie Scooby just reminded me of something, because this is something like that I was talking about in our group chat, and this topic came up. All right, speed. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs have speed, right? Hill, Hardman. There's another guy that they have that's a speedy guy. What do? We go and get an O-lineman, and we get a speedy receiver. Who do we just lose to in the conference championship game? The Chiefs. We felt the wrath of their speed. So now we're going to try to inflict speed on other people. Having guys like McKenzie and having guys like Stevenson is another way for us to look at it. We're going to see. Oh, Pringle. That's another guy. Pringle's a freaking, like, they got speed everywhere. And I tell you right now, Mahomes loves it. Man, I just put the ball over top. What you got? Now, ain't nobody going to agree with me, right? Don, sorry, but this one I disagree with you, Rico. Bring it. With love, obviously. You know I mean love all the time. No, we can't. We can't swear in mama's house. We can't do. So, I'm done with the receiver room. I just wanted to put that out there for you guys to just kind of think about it, right? Instead of saying someone's a lock, hold on a second. There are more things too than just saying someone's a lock. Look at the bigger picture. Look at the bigger picture. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, the running back room is quite interesting. Simple enough, but quite interesting. RB1 and RB2, I believe is going to be split again, obviously, right? But the leader right now is Singletary. He's just looking good. He's looking too smooth and too good. It was really nice to see Zach Moss back on there. By the way, that looked like a damn touchdown by my man Zach Moss. But it's good to see Zach Moss out, man. 4 carries for 20 yards, 5 yards a carry. It looked good. He looked strong. You know what I'm saying? He was at first I was like, oh, come on, man. You got to see the vision. You got to see the holes. And then he started getting warmed up. And then you saw him rolling. You saw him rolling. Oh, man, it's going to be fun. This is going to be a big year for the Bills. Offensively, this is going to be a big year. And the wonderful thing about this is we have someone on the defensive side of the ball. We have players on the defensive side of the ball that's going to match the energy of the offense. At least that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Brian Barrett, salute to you, my G. I'll catch you later, my G. So looking at the receiving, the running back group today, man, it's looking like 1, 2, 3, man. Singletary, Moss, Breida. And Gilliam might be a guy that makes the squad. Gilliam's been looking good, man, making good blocks and getting the tough yardage that he needs. Stood out today. He really stood out. He stood out last game, but he stood out today. And he's a special teamer. Matt Soda says, yo, Breida has the speed, but they're not going to show any of his plays in preseason. Not too much, but we'll see. We shall see. So, standouts, once again. McKenzie, Kumro stood out, man. That beautiful catch on the sideline, that was nice. That was money. Nice catch in the end zone. Beautiful. Nice pass from Mitch Trubisky. Money in the bank. Stevenson, great freaking punt return, excuse me. Nice punt return. Showed off his speed, that he can take it back to the house, and now his name is back in the mix for making this squad, or pushing at least to make this squad. Let's go to the defense side of the ball, folks. I didn't want to stay too much on the running back side because it looks pretty set in stone. But you can never say that. I'll just say it's penciled. It's penciled in, but it looks. I can almost use permanent marker for that. Now, defense. Yes. AJ might be the sack leader. He could, man. He could. He definitely could. He was looking good, man. Yo, shout out to my man Kosh. He says, prayers out to my family in Haiti. Give them a shout out. Yo, man, things are dire in Haiti, man. Things are dire in Haiti, man. That earthquake, we just had one in 2010, and now we got another one. Good thing my Haitian people are resilient as ever. bounce back on their feet and let's go. Communities helping communities, but it's tough. It is tough to see. That is one country that does. That's a country that is, man, just unfortunate things always happening, man. It's tough. Tough to swallow. Moving on. Defense. AJ Epinesa, man, did you guys see AJ Epinesa put this lineman on his ass? AJ came in with a quick hezzy, gave him the arm and stiff-armed him to the floor, caused a fumble. I thought it was incomplete. I thought they were going to call it an incomplete pass. But he was too quick. Too quick. And AJ Epinesa is going to be a problem. It looks like it's going to be the dynamic duo of AJ and Groot. Man, oh man, that's a scary, scary group to look at. And even Jordan Phillips was looking good early. And we haven't even put Star Lotulelei in. Folks, this is gonna be nasty, man. This is gonna be nasty. This defensive front is coming. And they are going to be relentless. And our corners are just gonna sit there and just, give me the rock. Give me the rock. Float one up there, man. Because I'm going to take it back to the house. AJ was looking real good. Good on AJ, man. Rico, in your opinion, was Smith's hit legal? It was unnecessary. It's it's preseason. It's preseason. And you come in with your head like that and you just rock the shit out of him. Don't get me wrong. But it's just unnecessary. You have a clean shot at the guy. Just hit him hard, but you don't got to lower the crown of your head because he lowered the crown. Lower the crown like this, and then you're going to get called for that every time, especially on the quarterback. It's over with. That play would have been just as good for your squad had you just kept your head up. Just smack the crap out of him. But unnecessary. Unnecessary. And when you lower the crown like that, it's not legal. They made the rules for that. And I'd be pissed. It's preseason, bro. What are you doing, man? Everybody's trying to make money. Everybody's trying to make bread. And you, relax. Come on, man. Just get your sack and just keep it moving. I'm trying to take my damn block off, man. It's preseason, baby. Jeez. Anyway, this defense, though, is going to be a problem, especially this defensive front, because the defensive front last year underwhelmed. It underwhelmed, right? Jerry Hughes. You had Jefferson, Butler, Addison. I mean, some guys underwhelmed, man. They underwhelmed. And we didn't have the production that we needed. Income and insert Mr. Groot. Gregory Rousseau is looking the part. Gregory Rousseau has the length, the strength, the vision, the patience. And he doesn't have just one move in his repertoire. He's got multiple moves, man. That was a move that we made by drafting. I didn't expect it, but man, am I happy about it. This guy is going to be a problem. Holy smokes, man. They're gonna start chipping him, and this is where it's gonna open up the defense for everybody else. All right, man, get a tight end and chip this guy, man, because he's giving us problems. All right, here comes AJ Epinesa on the other end. Or here comes Jerry Hughes, man. We are deep on that line. Deep on the line. It's going to be interesting to see how many guys we keep defensive interiorly. I'm making words up. In the defensive interior and on the outside. It's gonna be freaking dude. It's gonna be something, man. It's gonna be something. This defense is ready to go, and we already have one of the best secondaries in the game. And we got two young studs at linebacker. Excuse me. In Edmonds and Milano. This team is deep. This team is deep. This team is freaking deep. I'm pleased. You cannot go wrong with what you see on the field. You can't go wrong with it. It's looking good. Even listen, Vincent Singletary. This is the second time that we've heard this name, McLeod, on a turnover. So that's telling me we got to pay attention. He's around the ball, but we said that about Dane Jackson too. So we're going to find out how deep we are deciding to go when it comes to the secondary. But man, oh man, when we get onto the field, all of us at once, all the starters, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. And shout out to the Bears. The Bears aren't a half bad team. I don't know what the deal is with Andy Dalton is and what they're going to do with him. Andy Dalton versus Justin Fields. But it's hard to like ignore what Justin does and how he just sparks the team. Andy Dalton just looked like a dull, boring ass dude out there, man. Just trotting out. I must have seen this guy trot out like 7 times. Here we go, 3 and out. Let me trot back on the field again. Now, can I say that I have one concern on the defensive side of the ball? That's Saron Neal. Saron Neal at corner. Not a good look. Not a good look. Not a good look. Everybody talks about how fast he is, and he is. He is definitely fast. But man, you get beat by a receiver, and you're nearly there with him. He's got maybe a step on you. But if you turn your head around, you make a play on the ball. I'm not saying you intercept it, but you make a play on the ball. You didn't even turn around. He caught it off the back of your helmet. All you had to do was turn around. Boom. Saron Neal. Special teamer, absolutely. As a backup corner, I'm not confident in that. I'm not confident. So that'll be interesting how they play that out. JR, shout out to my guy JR. How you doing, boss? Says, what up, Rico? Boy, that Greg looks like quicker Mario Williams. Yo, he does give you size of Mario Williams, man. Honestly, plays on the same side as well. His height and length is a problem. Our defense is going to be top 5 for sure. It'd be hard pressed not to find our defense in a top 5, at least top 10. Because we were 16th last year. We ended the season 16th. I can see us climbing into the top 10 and having a top 10 offense. How do you not win the Super Bowl with that? Top 10 offense, top 10 defense. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be hard to stop the Bills. Kosh says, yo, Elijah Griffith got ragdolled on special teams on that play. Elijah Griffith got not only to get ragdolled, he had a play. It wasn't just on that. He had another play where he got blown up. And I was like, ooh, he's a small guy, though. I think maybe that we're talking about the same play. He is a small guy. I think he's like a 5'9", like a buck 79, buck 80, maybe buck 90. I think it's too heavy, actually. So he's a smaller guy. So it's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. Yo, Boogie Scooby says, Russo reminds me of Javon Curse of 99. Jeez, if we have a Javon Curse out of that, man, I mean, the freak was something else, man. That guy was something else. But if we can get some kind of Javon Curse, Julius Peppers, Mario Williams, who's that lineman from the Dolphins? Jason Taylor. Yo, we have ourselves a freaking a lineman for years to come. For years to come. And I'm not mad at it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it all. So we have the standouts on defense. Groot, Epinesa, Obata stood out for me. Man, Obata is freaking he is freaking strong, man. He is freaking strong. Yo, shout out to my guy Pierre, man. I like that. See, that's witty. That's the wittiness I like. Elijah got regulated. Yo, Pops was like, let me turn that up. Obata. Efe Obata. Obada? No. Obade? No. Obata. Simple, guys. Efe Obata. Strong. Strength. Dude is a nasty boy. I could not imagine being a lineman waiting for this guy to come get me. Shit, I gotta kick back. Oh, shit. He's got me. Efe Obata is a freaking man-child. That boy is big boy. Yo, I'm telling you, man, this defensive front, it's going to be very difficult for McDermott to let go of that guy. Oh, man. It's going to be super tough to let go of that guy. This is the challenge when you have a promising team with talent that now come onto the team as newbies, right? They're on another team and it's a perfect fit. Guys that are developing, and then you guys that are getting older, guys are going to get cut. Guys are going to get released, and it's going to be tough. But Obata, man, I don't know how he doesn't make the team. Man. That's good depth. That's good depth. And Addison, this is going to be interesting, man. It is going to be very interesting. Caitlin Blount, my girl, she says, yo, finally starting to get Singletary out in space with the HB pitch so he can be the one instead of him trying to squeeze between the tackles. Get that man in space. You get that man in space and good things happen. Good things happen, man. Get McKenzie in space, good things happen. Optimus LB, shout out to you for the super chat. Says, yo, if Philly gives you Zach Ertz and a draft pick for Trubisky, should we do it? Nah, yo, this Zach Ertz thing, I'm done with it. I'm fini. I'm done. Je suis fini avec lui. J'ai fini avec lui. Not doing it. Yo, too much chatter. Yeah, Zach Ertz is coming. He's not coming. Oh, I heard Zach. Yo, y'all can keep him. We're gonna be all right. We had the number freaking 2 scoring offense last year. We'll be just fine. We will be just fine. So yeah, they can keep their draft pick and then keep Zach Ertz. I'll keep that backup. Now, it was really good to see Deion Dawkins back today. Really good to see Deion Dawkins back. And shout out to my guy Deion because he was battling that COVID. It's not a joke. And he came back and, you know what I mean? He's got to put some weight back on. But the fact that he was able to jump back in early like this, fantastic news. That's awesome. That is awesome, man. Now, I do have to talk about, you know what I mean? We talk about, the standouts. Good and bad. We're going to talk about the standouts. Good and bad, right? Mackenzie Kumaro-Stevenson, great. Stood out really well. Reggie Gilliam, he stood out really well as well. Obata, Groot, Epinesa really stood out. Someone stood out to me today that I was like, it's not that they were garbage. It wasn't the fact at all, right? But they stood out to me. Like Saron Neal, he stood out to me. Because just in coverage, playing corner, it's just not for him. It's not for him. However, one guy that I'm just like, I'm unsure about. By the way, we are 290 people. Let's crack 300. Do me a favor and share this stream anywhere, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you guys want to. But there's one name that stood out to me today, and that is, can you guys guess what I'm going to say? It's on the defense. It's on the defensive side of the ball. I'm gonna let y'all try to chime in and see if you guys can get it. Defensive side of the ball, and I'm just like, okay, I gotta pay attention more to you because I'm not seeing anything that's like, I'm just not seeing. Oh, you got it. Carlos Boogie Basham. Carlos Boogie Basham, man. And I'm not poo-pooing on Carlos Basham. I'm gonna get that off the rip right now. This is not a poo-poo on Basham. This is just me noticing things. And this is the second week in a row that Basham just looks he looks very sluggish, like unconditioned. He doesn't look conditioned, right? Gassed. The motor doesn't seem like it's running hot no more. Like I don't know. Maybe I gotta watch the game because it's like it's tough sometimes because like sometimes I'm fan watching the game. I'm just watching the game just to watch the game, and then I become not in any way, shape, or form saying that I'm a scout because I am definitely not a scout. But I start to pay attention to certain players. Okay, I want to watch this guy for a bit, see how he does. And the little bit that I watched Basham, it was just slow spin move after spin move after spin move. Yo, knock it off, man. Do you have something else in your repertoire? Hand on the hip. You guys already know what that means. Fam. I wasn't sure what to do with myself. I was like, yo, what am I watching here? And then you see Obata come in. Obata's strong and pushing off the edge and stuff. And Basham is just, I don't know. And I want, and it's unfair for me to, you know what I mean, be critical, super critical, because he's a rookie. He's a rookie. And he's still trying to get used to the pace and the speed of the game. I get that part. But for a second rounder, I think I expected more. But I got to temper my expectations. Just let it play out. I mean, we drafted forward in the second round. Temper my expectations, right? I had some big time expectations for him today. But there's moments where I watched him. And that's why I got to watch the game again and look at it. By the way, we just hit 300 people watching right now. Salute to everybody. I appreciate y'all. And you know what? Yo, salute to Dirty Jersey. Dirty Jersey said it, man. Maybe that's the case. He says, yo, Groot is spoiling you. Maybe that's the case, man. I see how Groot is doing it. I see how Stevenson's making some plays here. He had a splash play last week with a big catch. Then he had a big punt return touchdown today. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe I'm being spoiled. Maybe we're spoiled. I'm spoiled. I don't know. Somebody was asking me, who asked that question? Ark Omen says, yo, hey, Rico, by the way, you got a nice crib, man. I appreciate you, man, but that's my mom's crib. By the way, after I got off the live, and she's like, are they saying that about my house? I was like, Mom, don't listen to them. They're just being ridiculous. And then I started getting way more people saying, yo, by the way, your mom's crib is nice. I like it. Y'all made her feel some type of way. You shouldn't have called it to the screen then. Nah, man. She got to see it. But yeah, she's cool, man. I'll let her know that you said you like her crib. She'll appreciate that. But folks, we got one more preseason game. One more preseason game. We got what we needed to see today. Because like third game, it's just going to be all backups all day. You're going to see a boatload of Fromm. You're going to see a boatload of Davis Webb. You're going to see a lot of Tony Williams. You're going to see, you most likely will see some Breida, not too much. And then you're probably going to see Christian Wade if he's healthy enough. Isaiah Hodgins, you'll see a lot of Tanner Gentry. So there's going to be a lot of the depth guys that you're going to see. So we'll see. Mike Lazinski says, yo, this is Team Rico. This effing team, baby. Damn, this season is going to be fun to watch. Oh, it definitely is going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch, man. Mad fun. So, folks, how are you feeling about Boogie Basham? Am I to temper my expectations? Yo, just chill out, man. Let him develop. Let him do his thing. It's too soon. Then it's cool. If you're like, yo, I feel the same way, man. I'm looking at it. I'm like, second round? That's what you're giving us? I don't know. Because that's where I'm at right now. But I know I have to, as a fan, I have to say, yo, chill out, man. Just let him develop. Let him do what he's got to do. Because a lot of folks were probably saying that about AJ Epinesa last year. He ain't got it. He ain't this. He ain't that. And look at us now. We're singing his praises. So sometimes I do got to chill. Basham wants that sack so bad he's getting out of position. He just needs to be more coached more. I mean, everybody needs coaching, right? Everybody needs some more coaching, some nuances, some little things that we can tweak in our game. Always. So I'm with you. But it was just something that stood out to me when watching Boogie Basham for the little bit that I was watching. But a lot of guys stood out to me, like Obata stood out, Groot stood out, Epinesa stood out, Harry Phillips stood out. Wait till we have a full squad on the field. It is going to be nasty. It's going to be dangerous. I feel bad for freaking Roethlisberger. I feel bad for Roethlisberger, man, for real. Shout out to my guy, Truth to Hearts. He goes, yo, yeah, definitely seen one big play by Basham last week. He pushed the guy 5 yards back into the play. He didn't get the sack, but there definitely was a factor. I think he's not flashy. He may not be that flashy guy. And that's the thing. That's why I gotta chill. Like I said, I got to go and watch it again and see if my eyes were deceiving me. Oh, shit. No, that actually, he had a solid game. I might turn into that. So that's what I want to try to look into. This is the fun part about watching preseason games and then going back to watching it again. Because you know the results of it. Now you can just sit there, okay, let's watch. Let's watch how the O-line blocks. That's one thing I didn't pay attention too much today was the O-line. I want to see how they blocked. But they look good for the holes that they're opening up for our running backs today. And the fact that Deion Dawkins was back, I told you that this guy's a spark, man. You bring this guy back onto the squad, man, it changes everything. Changes everything. Walter Lake says, yo, I agree with the statement earlier. If he lost 15 pounds, he'd be a lot quicker and he wouldn't be sucking so much. Clint would suck you so much wind. I mean, losing weight, I don't know. I mean, I've seen people say, man, just make him gain weight so he can go and be on the line as a 3-tech or a 1-tech. I was like, yeah. We'll see. We'll see how these guys want to do it. RC3 says, yo, I think Basham will be the Epinesa project for this year. He needs to get his body right for what they want to do with him. They will. And they're going to figure it out. They're going to figure it out. And I feel like I'm being too harsh, and I don't want to be. But it's the preseason, right? We're seeing these games, we're watching these games. It allows us to really see what these guys are made of, right? Let's see if the hype is real. And I'm looking at the hype around Boogie. I think I created more hype for him than I anticipated to get. But it's the NFL. They adapt differently. The game is faster. The guys are stronger. So you gotta work. You gotta work. And that's all he's got to do. He's got to keep working. Caitlin, my girl Caitlin says, yeah, I think we're gonna miss Boho. This guy isn't doing it for me yet. Boho spoiled me. Yeah, don't trip. What trip? Hack will get it. He'll get it right. I mean, Boho, I was surprised we didn't bring Boho back, but I think we'll get it right. I think we'll be all right because this is what we need, man. We need that puncher he's good with directional punting, right? Coughing corner, just get on the sideline. Like once he gets in his groove, he'll get there. You know what I'm saying? You need to have these F up games. These effed up games like today, like he didn't punt great. He didn't punt horribly, but he didn't punt great either. You feel me? Caitlin says, yeah, Groot was only behind Chase Young in sacks 2 years ago. Then he sat out for COVID. I don't know why everyone doubted him. Maybe it was Bean pulling strings because it could be Chase Young level. Who knows, man? We could have the next freaking Bruce Smith on our team. We could have the next Bruce Smith. So we're soon to find out. We're soon to find out what's going on. Shout out to my guy Bada Bing Crosby. He says, yo, we're gonna punt like once a game. I'm not worried about it. Yo, that's real talk, man. Yo, I'll give that to you, man. Like, how many times did Boho punt last year? Let's talk about it. I think there was a game that I don't think Boho punted once. Maybe he punted once in one game because we were just on. So that's a good point. How often are we going to punt that we really need? You know what I'm saying? Like, we need a strong punter. Bro, just sit down, man. We got you. We just need you to hold the freaking kicks. If it gets windy, hold the kickoff for us and just take the snap. That's it. That's your job. You and Ferguson get together. Y'all can talk about it. But I think we'll be all right. I really think we'll be all right. But that's a great point, Bada Bing. That's a great point. Like, we were the number 2 scoring offense last year. And it's not looking like we're slowing down. Mitch Trubisky was dissecting the Bears today. Yes, it's preseason. I get it. But we're in freaking good shape right now. We're in very good shape. Coach got these guys ready to go. Coach has got these guys ready to go. Matt Soda says, yo, at the stadium, the fans should chant Groot like they used to for Bruce. You know it's going to happen. You don't even have to say that. You know for a fact that that's going to happen. There's no question about it. Well, there you go, man. Hack can get cut. I'm sure Bass can kick once a game too. Yeah. Yo, cut Hack, man. We'll get McKenzie to kick the ball. We'll be all right. We'll be good. Don says, yo, Boho was a baby last year, man. Hack is a veteran. And I thought he was bad today. Sorry to disagree, but that one punt was spanked and short. Listen, punters are going to have that, man. It hits the wrong side of the foot. It's the wrong side of the foot just off, and it's shanked. And then you have those days where you just hits right on the meat of that foot, and boom, it's gone. So yeah, you're gonna have that, man. And this is why we do preseason. Preseason is to get the kinks out, work the kinks out, specialize on what you do, and get to it. What are we, like 2 weeks away from the season starting? 3 weeks? 3 weeks away from the season starting? Golly, man. We almost there, kid. We almost there. We are almost there. So, folks, recapping. McKenzie. Punt return, kick return duties. Is he a lock? Are we closing our eyes saying, I'm not even worried about it. I'm going to bed. I got it. Or are we like, shoot, I don't know about that. That muffed punt kind of has me with a small concern. Oh, wait a minute. Stevenson just took one back. Oh, I just forgot. We drafted him to do that. He was supposed to be our gadget guy, speed guy. Damn it. Kunro's messing this up. Oh, what do we do? Stay tuned. Things are going to open up. Things are going to materialize, and you'll see what ends up happening, right? And today made things a little muddier, but for the better. Now it makes us really reevaluate what we're trying to do here. Do we keep McKenzie as just the sole gadget guy, the sole receiver, and let the duties fall into into Stevenson's hands. Kumro just gets put on the practice squad. Because I can tell you this. Kumro goes, if both guys go to the practice squad, chances are Stevenson maybe gets scooped up before Kumro does. So you take your chances in sending Kumro to the practice squad rather than Stevenson. If you don't care about Stevenson, you feel confident as heck in McKenzie, Stevenson to the practice squad. And they scoop him. Done and done. We'll just find one next year. It's just one of those things. So let it play out. It's going to play out all right. And we're going to be witnessing to see exactly how this goes down. And I guarantee you that the decision that gets made will have you scratch your head and then say, you know what, I trust the front office. Because we do. They tend to do a good job with rostering this team. So I'm not gonna trip. I'm not gonna trip. That's just us being a fan and getting that in there. Don Keith, Tribe. I think he's possibly gone by game 2. Mitch's performance today makes them wonder. Was it Mitch that was bad or the coach that was bad? I actually wonder that too. I'm like, are the Bears horrible today? Are the Bears just terrible this year? Or is Mitch in an offense that just rolls? It just works. Is Mitch with an offensive coordinator and a quarterback coach that's coaching him up to his best of his abilities? Is the coaching that good? I'd like to lean towards yes. I'd like to lean towards yes. Buffalo had the best 2 QBs in the division. Not lying. You ain't lying. Antonio Dingle says, Rico, you got to come up to a game. Sorry, excuse me. You said Rico got to come up with a name with the receivers and DLs. A name for the group? Ooh, I don't know about that, man. The defensive line is always a tough one. The receiving group, that's a tough one too. That's a tough one. I don't know. I'm not familiar. But I will say this, though, to bring this to a close. This team it's looking like it's going to be a special team. You're already hearing it. You're seeing it. Josh Allen is dialed in, just lighting it up. Dude was like 15 for 15 last practice. Like, he's lit and dialed all the way in. Got the big contract done and signed. Singletary's trying to redeem himself from last year. Zach Moss is trying to redeem himself from last year from being hurt. He wants to be healthy. We got a better receiving squad. John Brown is gone. I like John Brown. We all like John Brown. And we get a veteran guy that he still has the ability. And Emmanuel Sanders. Cole Beasley is going to be beasting it. Dawson Knox went to tight end university. He's going to be bringing back some stuff for these guys. The O-line stayed the same. But people are talking about how good Cody Ford looked. I'm going to go back and take a look myself. I heard his name once today, and it was them talking about how we just sealed a nice block. So I'm going to go back and look. So all the things are pointing towards having success this year. Go to the defense. The defensive line is just charged. Charged, man. We have one of the best defensive backfields in the game. We are destined for success this year. Why not? Why not us to win a damn Super Bowl? Let's bring this shit back to Buffalo, man. That's it. Stop playing games, man. Bring that shit back to Buffalo where it freaking belongs, man. We've been starving for damn championship for too damn long. This is the damn year. Make it happen, Captain. We got the coaching. We got the GM. We got the pieces. Why the hell not, man? The vibe is right. The vibe is right. So, folks, that's my time. Big game. The Bills win 41-15. Beat down in Chi-Town. That's how it's supposed to be. And it's going to continue into the regular season. So, folks, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. We will talk again on Tuesday evening. This is my final week of podcasting from the mom's crib. Next weekend, I fly back. I fly into Nova Scotia. I'll try to get myself set up. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take me a minute. But I'll keep you guys posted with everything that goes down. Don't miss out on the Rico Report. Oh, we got a super chat right before I go. Surge95 says, hey, I feel sorry for the Bears fans having to watch Trubisky light them up. I know. Makes you question whether it was Trubisky or Nagy's offense philosophy. Glad to have him on the team as quarterback too. Go Bills. And that's the way we're going to end tonight. Folks, have yourself a freaking rest of the afternoon. It is nice and hot outside. It's warm. Go get yourself a patio. Get yourself a drink. Get yourself a beer. All that good stuff. Remember, man. Remember, be good to one another, man. Stay positive. All that bull that everybody's talking, man, don't worry about it, man. We good. We're going to get through it. Be nice to one another, man. And folks, until next time, it's your boy. And I'm gone.